Hello, and a very warm welcome to tonight's Out and About road trip, where today we're at Paleokastritsa, celebrating the VARKAROLA 2019 Odyssey Festival. And boy, have we got a spectacle for you tonight. It's affectionately known as the Play on the Water, but it's more than that. And I'll tell you a little bit more in a bit. And we're ever so delightfully lucky to be here in the beautiful, scintillatingly, stunningly beautiful place of Paleokastritsa on the west coast of Corfu. And as always, I'm lucky enough to be joined in the art bubble to bring you this lovely live stream by Mr. Thomas Haas. Hello, Thomas.
Hello, Adrian. My mic. Hello, Adrian. Hello, everybody out there who just logged on to watch us here live on Paleokastritsa for the VARKAROLA 2019. As you can see, probably it's very, very windy. So we don't know at the moment if they really start or not, but I think they're going to do that.
I think they are, yes. They're going to push ahead with the wind. And as Thomas said, it's very windy here. You can probably see the wind rippling on the waves on the water in front of you. But the wind is a warm wind, you'll be pleased to know, blowing in from Italy. Ciao, everyone, to all our Italian friends. And it's the Mistral wind, which for us from England is unusual to experience, but for all you good Greek people and Italians, I'm sure you're well used to it by now. Anyway, hopefully it won't spoil the enjoyment of the show that we've got coming up for you, put on by the Cultural Society of Paleokastritsa, in conjunction with all their plethora of sponsors. The show's supposed to kick off at about 9 o'clock. Well, we were warned it might be a little bit late in starting, but hopefully it will be starting very soon. The spectacular cast includes musicians, dancers, actors, even cheerleaders, boats, divers, floating platforms, and wait for it, the finale, fireworks. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to seeing them, Thomas. Haven't seen a firework for ages, actually.
No, I believe you. I mean, the last firework we saw, when was it?
I don't know. It's not in Greece. I have never been able to see fireworks in Greece, not lately anyway. So tonight's a real treat for me.
No, definitely.
Above all, it's been described as a feast of themes, recreating a part of Homer's Odyssey. That's the great poem that Homer wrote many, many years ago, many considered to be the first piece of Western literature, preceded, of course, by his famous Iliad. But we're here to see a small part of the Odyssey reenacted later on, starring his fabled hero, Odysseus.
Yes, and when I just switch over, so here you're going to see the stage now. That's the stage where they perform with the choirs and with the dance groups.
Yes.
And then the rest gonna be out there in the water. So we got our 4 cameras set up and we try to capture that perfectly with you. As always, Jamie Jones is on the other camera to give you some close-ups from the fantastic performance. But there's a lot of people involved.
There are. It's a huge amount. And the whole thing is going to kick off with Eleni's dance group and with cheerleaders, moving on to some choirs. The choir of the Kerkyra Cantada and the Laconites perform traditional songs, both choirs there. After that, roughly speaking at about 9:30, comes traditional Greek dancing from the Dance Society of Krini. Then at about 9:45, probably 10 o'clock by now, there'll be Elena's dance school performing again before the main show of Odysseus from about 10 o'clock onwards. Many academics actually disagree to where this event happened. It's Odysseus was 3 days at sea in a terrible storm, and he was washed up on the shores here of this beautiful island of Corfu. In those days, it was known as either Corcyra or Sharia. Of course, some academics think actually that this location that we are live streaming from here actually happened at Mouse Island in Corfu or even in Crete, and even some believe it was the Atlantic Ocean. But you know what? We here at StudioKerkyra have a feeling that it was actually here in the beautiful Paleokastritsa on the west coast of Corfu Island.
It's fantastic. I mean, there's a lot of people here. There's a couple of thousand people here, I think.
Wow.
And I just have to watch because people are walking to our cameras again.
Yes.
The local radio station put a flag up direct behind our camera, so I probably have to remove that. But okay,
Yes,
the
well,
wind is
we're actually
really-
advertising the competition, so there we go. But we even have a little bit of trouble with our friendly boys in blue, so it has been full on here. We've been here since 11 o'clock this morning, hoping to bring you, our lovely viewers and listeners, wherever you are in the world, to StudioKerkyra, the best possible filming advantage so you can get the most out of this truly lovely festival. Apparently it's been running for 15 years. This, I have to say, is the first time that StudioKerkyra, Thomas, myself and Jamie Jones has actually seen this, but we are told it's quite a spectacle.
Nah, definitely. I'm just watching the flag. This is. Oh, and here she's going. Wait.
Yes, I think you're going to have to get that flagpole, Thomas. It's very windy here, guys, I'm afraid to say. But anyway, hopefully that won't spoil too much your viewing and a oral delight listening to the music. The lights are starting to move around and it really should be a good show. I have to say, we don't actually know what we're going to be seeing, but hey, that's half the fun of it, I suppose. A little bit of history, and no doubt the music and the dancing and the choirs will all take us away. Paleokastritsa is probably one of the most famous places on the whole of the island of Corfu. It lies about 25 kilometres from Corfu town, some say a 20-minute car ride here, and it's well served by both green buses and, I do believe, blue buses. It really is a beautiful, naturalistic site. It's a spectacular place. It's almost exotic. It's fantastic, and many people call it, I should say, the jewel of Corfu. And if you come here, you'll be very quick to see why they might say that. The vegetation is simply amazing over the limestone cliffs. It boasts 6 bays and beaches full of coves and caves and all sorts, with promontories and everything else. I'm afraid we're getting very hectic here. It's almost like we're being mobbed. At the end of the Odysseus performance on the water, it's known as the play on the water, we've got the Rebellion's wedding band playing for you, and there'll be a bit of a beach party. So if you're in the area, why don't you come on down to Paleokastritsa and enjoy the fun? Here, you never know, you may say hello to us, although please be careful of our cameras. I think some lady has ignored that advice, and she's going to possibly have a little bit of an accident. But she's so close, Thomas, I can't believe it. There we go. Oh dear, the lady's trying to make a crazy leap down some stone wall. I really don't know why. But anyway, what a beautiful place Paleokastritsa is. Tourists have been coming here for about, I don't know, 200 or 300 years. Even Edward Lear came here in the 1850s or 1860s. And he was famous for doing quite some beautiful drawings. Mass tourism started here in the 1960s, or the very late 1950s, by Club Med. Mind you, they didn't hang around, they soon skedaddled to Ipsos. And it's been a favourite haunt for heads of state, kings, queens, politicians, dignitaries, anybody you care to mention. They've all come here and indulged and enjoyed the jewel of Corfu, which is Paleokastritsa.
Definitely, sorry, I just have to run around because people are so close to the cameras, they're just going through the barriers. Oh, it's a stress, but I'm so happy you guys watching us. Let me say hello to Ian Gordon. I'm ready for the broadcast. I love Corfu.
So do we. Thanks, hello.
Definitely. Then is George Avramiotis is watching. This is from Linear Cafe.
Oh, hello, Linear Cafe. We look forward to coffee there one day when we pass, when you're actually open. We really do.
Excellent. Vanessa Pickett is watching. Dave Williams is watching.
Great, hello.
Paul Dew is watching.
Hello, Paul from Bognor Regis.
Is watching.
Bognor.
Jackie Rawlings is watching. Lavinia Psara.
Oh,
hello, Lavinia. So
hello.
Nice to see you.
I love all from StudioKerkyra to you, Lavinia. And if I mispronounce a word, well, you can tell me off later. I'll try my best, but I have to say I do get problems getting my tongue around some of these names. I'm not very good at languages, you know. But it's lovely to have you all on board watching StudioKerkyra and this wonderful island of Corfu, wherever you are in the world.
Definitely, and I think the event should start soon. The
Yes.
beach is full, the road is full everywhere. It's great, and what a
It is.
fantastic place this Paleokastritsa is. I love this place.
It's amazing, Thomas, isn't it? It's I was saying earlier on, it's just so exotic. And I believe, as I'm told by many, it is perhaps the most famous place on the whole of the island of Corfu. And as I'll say it one more time, it's known as the Jewel of Corfu.
Definitely, it's
And
the
it
jewel
really
of
is,
Corfu.
yes.
I mean, if you're still somewhere outside the Greece or not on Corfu yet, go to your travel agent, book a ticket, look through. There's fantastic apartments, fantastic hotels around here, and you're gonna have a fantastic holiday, I promise you.
Absolutely.
And the Greek people, the Corfuites, are such fantastic people.
Oh, they are amazing. Their hospitality knows no bounds, and their friendliness just brings me to tears every day. It's incredible. I've never been so happy. It's marvellous. Paleokastritsa really is a place that you simply must visit. However short your lovely holiday here is on the island of Corfu, do come and see this wonderful, naturalistically beautiful place, because that's what it is.
So Eniko is watching. Eniko Pottery, Fisting and Knowles.
Oh,
from the
hello there.
Fantastic.
Hi. Hello there.
And for the...
It blew... We're just talking to a lady, the
at
flag
same
blew
time,
over.
I say hello to Ellie Renkin.
Signal me.
At the same time, I say hello to Ellie Renkin watching from Saudi Arabia. Hello,
Well,
thank you for
welcome.
watching.
Saudi Arabia, that's
Diane
fantastic.
Raymond is watching. Jason Ripchester is watching. Hello, guys. Ellie Renkin. Yes, thank you so much for watching, for tuning in, guys. It's fantastic.
It is indeed. It's always good to have you all on board, and we love hearing from you. And any comments, anything you want to say to us, please don't hesitate to contact us direct in on Facebook Live, or you can always drop us a line at the studio web address, which is inbox@StudioKerkyra.com. We love hearing from you.
So, and I'm seeing one of our cameras disappearing soon because they are okay.
Yes, I think
if we
things
lose
are
the connection, guys, I
beginning to
apologize
start.
already. But we shouldn't do, and I think something is starting now. Now the guys are starting.
So just sit back and enjoy the show.
Yes, and here they're coming. So sit back, enjoy the show, and have a fantastic evening. Speak to you later.
Asta tu, ne. Κάτσε να σου δώσω πόστα. Θα να κάνω το καλό. Κάνει αυτό το χαρτόνι.
issue possibly beyond our control, but we're back again now, so let's see the second round of cheerleaders.
So we apologize for the couple of for the loss of picture now. People just run over a cable and pulled it all. So, but we're back and you can see it again.
Thank you to the girls of Islands Dance. Και τώρα κυρίες και κύριοι θα απολαύσουμε τραγούδια και καντάδες του τόπου μας από το μουσικό όμιλο Ηλακορίδες, Σωτηροκυριακή καντάδα και μαντολινάτα, τους οποίους θα δούμε εντός λίγων λεπτών να μας προσεγγίζουν με τρία καΐκια υπό τη διεύθυνση του μαέστρου κυρίας Ροζίνης και Μιμογιάννη. Next up are the choirs Lagonites and Kerkyraki Cantata και Mandolinata, who will arrive by boat in traditional corfu handmaids conducted by Rosina and Mimogyanni.
That's rather a spectacular sight coming towards us. Illuminated ships. How majestic.
Πού είσαι ρε, η ψυχή του beach bar.
Αλίτσα, τι είναι εδώ, ρε. Θα σε βάλουμε την μπάρμα. Βλέπω έτσι.
Παράτηση.
Τώρα θα γίνει στο λίμνο, στο κέντρο της.
Α, θα γίνεις και θα γίνεις δός. Από ψηλά τι έφερες.
Είναι από μέσα, είναι από το λιμνάκι.
You can probably just make out the beautiful singing of the choir. I hope their notes aren't getting blown away by the wind too much. They sound very harmonious to me. And what a delightful scene it was, seeing the boats come in complete with fireworks on board. Quite majestic, I thought. But we don't actually know the sequence of events. We don't really know what's going to happen, so we're a bit in the dark here, as it were. Just like maybe you at home watching this for the first time. But I'm sure it'll be an extravaganza of some sort. It surely is a beautiful scene. Paleokastritsa is just, such an amazing place. And you really know that when you come here, which I'm sure you will after seeing these fabulous shots. Well, as you can probably see also, the wind is getting up, so hopefully we won't have any more wind interference or anything blowing over. They've been holding this festival here in Paleokastritsa, I am told earlier on, for 15 years. Maybe each one is slightly different, but I think the theme remains the same. It's a celebration of Homer's Odyssey that many believe happened here on this island, or part of it at least, because Odysseus was travelling for more than 20 years. 10 years fighting the Trojan War, you probably know. And he came here on his way back to Ithaca, which apparently is about 68 miles away from here. Just over 100 kilometres. But, as the story goes, Poseidon, god of the sea, took vengeance on Odysseus and for Odysseus blinding his son some months ago. And the vengeance was a storm that he whipped up. Odysseus was the only person to survive on a raft when he landed on this island of Corfu. The story goes that he met a lovely lady called Nausicaa, who was the daughter of King Alkinoos and Queen Arete of Phaeacia, which is and the Phoenicians, which is where we are here on the island of Sharia, Corfu, as it was known in those days. Her name, Nausicaa, literally means burner of ships. I hope we don't have any ships burnt tonight. She also has given her name to one of the caves that's still here in Paleokastritsa. The people that we've seen disembarking from the boats that were illuminated are in fact some of the performers that we'll be seeing later on in the Odyssey Festival. Back to what I was saying earlier on, this Nausicaa, the daughter of King Alcinous and Queen Arete, she had a dream, and Athena whispered into her dream when she was sleeping that she must get up early one morning and do some washing of clothes. Well, it so happened she did. She took her maids with her, and on the beach they were washing clothes when they suddenly saw a sleeping Odysseus, who was completely naked. The maids, seeing this, were very embarrassed and ran off, leaving Nausicaa alone to deal with the naked Odysseus, which she did. She clothed him, she fed him, she gave him drink, and eventually she took him back to meet her father, the king, where Odysseus enthralled the king with his adventures of his 10-year journey. Of course, his avowed intention was to get back home to Ithaca, which, as I said, wasn't that far away, 110 kilometres or 68 miles away. And they did indeed. The king gave him the best ship and sent him on his way. I think we're going to see a bit about Poseidon and Odysseus in the performance later on, which starts in a bit further. But as I said before, we're not absolutely certain of the sequence of events.
No, I have no idea what's going on now. But it's the choir now on stage, and they're gonna sing. This is the choir.
There's two choirs here.
Two choirs together,
yes,
aren't they?
That's right. The Laconites, I think they were called, which is a rather amusing name. I'm sure they sound fantastic.
Definitely. I'm just a little bit stressed because people walking over our barriers straight on, right next to us, and the wind is really blowing now. So, but it's a beautiful. There must be at least 2,000-3,000 people there.
I think so. The beach was absolutely packed before, and doesn't the sea look absolutely beautiful with the lighting? I think it does.
Oh, it's fantastic. They put in so much effort into the whole
They
scene.
have, haven't they?
And
yes.
in the end, far distance, we have one of the big of the cameras on top of the thing. We can see then the firework. It's gonna be great.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to them, Thomas. Unfortunately,
Definitely.
the rock that we were showing you far out from the bay, we can't see now, but that was the rock that Poseidon petrified, apparently. And if you look at it closely, it does slightly resemble a Greek galleon, I think.
No, it looks like it. It's brilliant. But now something is going on. Let's shut up.
Yes.
It consists of 30 members and has appeared at many cultural events all on Ireland and other parts of Greece, under the conduction of Mrs. Rosina Nologiani. They have also appeared in various TV shows. Their main role is to preserve our traditions and customs, and part of this effort is the foundation of the Folkloric Museum. The Museum of Laconis houses an interesting collection of photographs of the past, and we would be honored if you would visit. Chairman of the choir in the museum is Mr. Vasilis Michalas. Η Κερκυραϊκή Κοντάδα και Μανδολινάτα ιδρύθηκε το 1954 από τους Πειραίους μουσικούς και χοροδούς. Είναι ένα από τα παλαιότερα χοροδιακά σωματεία και είναι μέλος της Ένωσης Χοροδιών Ελλάδος από Ελληνής Θεότητας. Το ρεπερτόριό της περιλαμβάνονται το κλασικό τραγούδι, εκκλησιαστική ύμνη, αλλά και σύνθημα ελληνικό και ελαφρολαϊκό τραγούδι. Κάθε χρόνο δίνει το μουσικό παρόν στο νησί μας με συναυλίες και διάφορες εμφανίσεις Σοβροπύρο, πρόεδρος της Λαϊκής Καντάδας και Μαντολινάτας,
was founded in 1954 by local musicians. It is the oldest choir group in town, and the repertoire includes classical and traditional songs. The choir represents corfu festivals in Greece and abroad. In October 2016, they took part in the International Choirs Contest where they won the Golden Award. Chairman of the choir is Mr. Nicholas, and the conductor is Mrs. Rosina Milano.
Οι δύο χοροδίες θα ερμηνεύσουν για μας τα τραγούδια των συμμετοχών μας του Θεοδωράκη και του Βάνου Κοτσιδάκη και ένα τραγούδι του Κερκυραίου Κομπέτη Γιάννη Δημητράκη. Τα τραγούδια που θα ακούσουμε είναι «The Songs of the Above the Dear Heart», «Η καρδιά μου στον Βαρκούλα» με στο κλίμα Νίκη Θεοδωράκη, Γιάννης Περίβος στη σκοπή, Σόβο, εμείς με Θεοδωράκη και το τραγούδι του Κερκυραίου και τέλος τα παιδιά του Πειραιά.
está. Una pila.
Microphone, do.
In case you're wondering, guys, what the noise is, it's actually the wind blowing on the microphone set to the stage. It's not our microphones, we're having our own problems. But the noise there is actually the wind. And can I make a formal apology to Clare Valley? I'm so sorry that I mispronounced my words. Please, I'd be delighted you to come and join me in the art bubble and teach me how to pronounce these words correctly. That would be a great help. Thank you very much indeed. But I do apologise if I get them wrong. Anyway, we're hearing some music now, so hopefully the performance will continue. So we're not quite sure what's going to happen next, but that's part of the fun.
No, it's fantastic. I have to apologize. I know about the sound. We have our own microphones out, and normally it picks up perfectly, but the guys have a big problem with their PA system. The wind is blowing onto their microphones. You can hear that. That's like a Boeing 747 is landing
It
here.
is, isn't it? It's such a shame. And actually, we were told by one who knows that usually the wind dies down after sunset. But for some strange reason, that hasn't happened tonight.
So they can't switch their PA on where we get the signal from. So I put another mic out. Maybe it helps. Let's see.
Great. Let's hope so. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen.
Εντάξει, Αναστασία μου. Αρέσει. Εκτός επαναχωρήθηκα πηγές. Εγκαρίζανε εκεί πέρα. Αν έκαξε πέρα κοντά στην τρίχη. Δεν είναι δυνατή. Ρατσονάγαν όλοι και εγώ πάνω. Δεν είχα πονέο.
Δεν ήρθες με όρεξη να δουλέψεις. Σε όλη την ώρα το κινητό.
Ρατσούνι με ακόμα σε γεια πάνω. Έτσι, ναι. Εσύ δεν πίνεις τίποτα. Εγώ έφυγα και είπα κανένα σαγανάκι και μου έκανα που φύγει το πιφτέκι. Εκείνο το πιφτέκι ακόμα νερό μου. Όχι, φέρε μια μπύρα έτσι αρχή για βλέπεις.
So you know me. Everything you say, this microphone listens to you. And that's live broadcast to England. Everybody can hear you.
Θα φύγει όλα το βαστά.
Τι παραμίσου όλα, φίλε.
Θα το κάνεις έτσι να μου το στείλεις και τότε το βαστά.
Γιατί πάντα...
Κάτι έφυγε, κάτι έφυγε. Μαλάκα, θέλω να...
Okay guys, we have a couple of problems here. They keep moving our microphones, our audio lines here because they want to sit in spaces, so they just don't care and start moving, sitting next to it. So it's always a closed off, it's a fenced off area, but they don't care. They just move the fences and come so close to us, and we only have a couple of square meters where we set up. That's all we have, but obviously it's not working. We apologize for that. The main PA system here got hired on, has terrible problems. They're only picking up wind, and we just laid our own microphone, so we try to improve that for you.
Yes, well, that was some lovely singing if you were lucky enough to hear it and the wind didn't blow it all away. And the lady there was received a presentation for her diligent service. She was the conductress, or as Vasily called it, the musical maestro. It's a shame we missed some of the notes, though, as they flew away in the breeze. But at least we're getting the atmosphere. And once again, we do humbly apologise for the interruptions of your viewing and listening pleasure. We've had all sorts of issues to deal with. Crowd control is one of them, microphones is another, and cables, I'm afraid. But hopefully we're over the worst and the show shall go on. And it's been really blowy a gale here tonight, I have to say. A warm wind, which is thankful for small mercies, but doesn't help with those floating musical notes, especially when they're not floating in the right way. But hopefully it didn't spoil your listening pleasure too much. Okay, we're just having to manoeuvre some microphones. We've still got some issues here. So Thomas is going out to assist with the problem. And it looks like the next section of the show is just about to begin.
περνάμε στη δεύτερη. Θα παρακολουθήσουμε ένα κομμάτι της Ομερικής Οδύσσειας και θα ξεκινήσουμε με τα κορίτσια της χώρας Έλληνας.
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, the first part of our evening has come to an end. And now we will start with the musical journey, the spectacular second part of our event. As an introduction, we will watch the performance of the dancers of Ellen's dance.
Well, you probably heard that piece of music if you were watching our Zorba the Greek extravaganza of opera and ballet on Friday night from the Old Fort. You would have recognised that music. Of course, it's by Greece's most prolific and famous composer, Mikis Theodorakis. I told you the other day that he was 94 years young 4 days ago, and he's still living in Athens. And he is the most prolific of composers, writing over 1,000 songs, piano concertos, symphonies, and even chamber music. Not to mention the 4 or 5 film scores that he composed, the most famous of which, of course, is Zorba the Greek, for which the music, Zorba's dance, we've just heard an extract from, performed rather well by that dance troupe, I would say. And isn't it just such a beautiful spectacle here, with all the lights on the water of Paleokastritsa Bay?
Started dancing at a young age. She was teaching classic and modern dances in Athens for over a decade. And in 2009, she founded Ellen's Dance School in the village of Varkarola, where she originates from. She's teaching her students Greek and international dances as well as ballet and aerobics. So we will wait a couple of minutes until the girls are ready.
I think we're slowly, ever moving, inching forward to the main event. I can feel a palpable sense of excitement in the air. Just such a beautiful spectacle, though, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Oh no, I was wrong. Oh well, you live and learn in this job.
βάσανά του δεν ήταν τελειωμό και το μοιραίο λάμπος υπήρξε η κύκλωση του κύκλωμα των μύθων. Γιου του Ποσειδώνα που θέλησε να τον τιμωρήσει και την κύκλωση του γιου του. Έτσι λοιπόν, 10 χρόνια μετά την άλωση της Τρίας και ενώ όλοι οι άλλοι αρχαίοι γύρισαν στις πατρίδες τους, ο Οδυσσέας βρίσκεται στο νησί της θεάς Καλυψός, που θέλει να τον κρατήσει για πάντα κοντά της. Οι θεοί συνεδριάζουν στον Όλυμπο και η Αθηνά πείθει τον Δία να συνενέσει στην επιστροφή του Οδυσσέα. Οπότε Καλυψό τελικά αποχωρεί από τον πόντο και την αρχή του Δία.
And now the Varkarola will take place, and he started the Odyssey. Odysseus was the king of Ithaca, a hero whose idea it was to build the Trojan horse in the 10th year of the Trojan War. Greece managed to win a Troy, and Odysseus was to be punished by the gods for his actions. The voyage back to his home island Ithaca took 10 years and was to be filled with danger. There were lots of adventures for him, most of them very well known. For example, he met the Sirens, he came by the island of the Lesbos, he met the witch Circe, and then he blinded the single-eyed Cyclops Polyphemus, who was a son of the sea god Poseidon. So Poseidon, filled with anger, decided to punish him. Tonight's Varkarola is a representation of Odysseus meeting the angry sea god Poseidon.
Ο Οδυσσέας κατασκευάζει μια σχεδία και η Καλυψό του δίνει εφόδια, οδηγίες και ούργο άνω το ταξίδι. Έτσι λοιπόν ο Οδυσσέας πάνω στη σχεδία του αρμενίζει στο πέλαγος για 17 ημέρες. Καθώς όμως ο Ποσειδώνας επιστρέφει από τους Επίωτες, βλέπει τον Οδυσσέα και οργισμένος του πάρει την τρίνα και σηκώνει φοβερή θαλασσοταραχή. Η Λυκνοσφράγαλη Λυκνοφέα πετάχτηκε από το κύμα σαν χελιδόνι, πλησίασε τον Οδυσσέα και είπε «Δύσπηρε, γιατί ο κόσμος της Ποσειδών τόσο πολύ μαζί σου τα έβαλε, γιατί σου παίρνει τόσα πάθη, κι όμως, παρόλο το θυμό του, δεν θα μπορέσει να σε αναγώσει. Να κάνεις μόνο τι σου πω, τι δεν μου φαίνεσαι εσύ του, πάρε και τούτο το άνθρωπο μαγνάδι. Ζούσε με αυτό το στέρνο σου και φόβος και θανάτου δεν θα σε απειλήσει, μήτε για άλλη καρφή. Ο Οδυσσέας λοιπόν πήρε το μαντίλι της Λευκοφέας και 2 ολόκληρα μερόματα άνοιγε τα κύματα πάνω σε μία σανίδα. Και την τρίτη μέρα, μετά την παρέμβαση της Αθηνάς, η θάλασσα ανέρεψε και ο Οδυσσέας κατάφερε να βγει στις ακτές της Χερίας, στους αυτιά του και αποκαμωμένος από τη νύχτα.
During the first 3 years of his voyage, Odysseus lost all his companions, and he was captured by nymph Calypso for almost 7 years. In the end, the gods felt sorry for him. He built a raft and left the island, Homer's describing this long journey in Everything. As he was approaching his home island, Poseidon had other plans, and there it was, a terrible thunderstorm. He was fighting with the waves for 2 days and nights, until the fairy Lefkophea, the white goddess, decided to help him. So she gave him a scarf which would protect him and keep him safe.
Ενώ ο Οδυσσέας κοιμόταν στα ξερά φύλλα των θάμνων, η Ναυσικά με τις υπηρέτριές της έπαιζαν με τον τόπο. Η Αθηνά όμως φρόντισε να πέσει το τόπο στο νερό, ώστε από τις φωνές των κορισιών να ξυπνήσει ο ταλαιπωρημένος ναυαγός και να δεχτεί την πρώτη φιλόξενη περιποίηση από την Ναυσικά. Η Ναυσικά του προσφέρει βοήθεια και τον οδηγεί σε άλυσσος έξω από την πόλη. Καλυμμένος με νίκη, σταρμένη από την Αθηνά, ο Οδυσσέας κατορθώνει να δει στο παλάτι, όπου ζητά άσυλο από την βασίλισσα Άρητα. Διηγείται τις περιπέτειές του μετά την αναχώρηση από την Καλυψό και ο Αρκίνος, μόλις ανακάλυψε την ταυτότητά του, υπόσχεται να τον βοηθήσει να επιστρέψει στην πατρίδα του. Ο Οδυσσέας, φορτωμένος τώρα, μεταφέρει από τη σπαία και στην Ιτάκη, όπου την μεταφέρουν ευτυχισμένα στην αρχή. Και όταν ξυπνά, δεν γνωρίζει την πατρίδα του, μέχρι τη στιγμή που επεμβαίνει η Αθηνά και μαζί καταστρώνει το σχέδιο και μάχες στις μυστήρες.
On the 3rd day But the closing
θέλετε δύο.
episode in the cave. Then the goddess of wisdom and fear, who had always been his guardian angel, helped him to come ashore. Exhausted, he fell asleep, and suddenly Yamagara's voices woke him up. Nausicaa, the princess of the island, daughter of King Osiris, was playing with her friends, and was surprised by the shipwrecked Odysseus. In Greece, we always had an unequal hospitality. So he was offered hospitality by the king, he was showered with gifts, and he was given a ship to travel back for. So he finally returned to his home island of Ithaca, to his wife, faithful Queen Penelope, and his son Telemachus after 20 years. And we're watching the Protea, giving Odysseus a star to protect him and keep him safe. We're watching Odysseus meeting Princess Nausicaa, who will take him to her father's palace, to King Zeus's palace.
και την βοήθεια που χρειάζεται για να γυρίσει στην Ιθάκη, στην πατρίδα του και τη γυναίκα του Πενελόπη που το περιμένει.
Odysseus is meeting the king of the Phoenician island. He's been offered hospitality by the king. He's been showered with gifts, and he will be given a ship to come back home to his family. The family hero reached restoration. It's a beautiful story of Odyssey.
Open.
Well, you've just seen a fabulous reenactment of a small part of Homer's Odyssey, and now you're listening to the Rebellion's wedding band. Just like to point out that the music provided throughout that spectacular theatrical scene from the Odyssey was by Greece's second most prolific and famous composer, Vangelis, and the piece of music that accompanied the arrival of the boats was from 1492 Conquest of Paradise, in case you're wondering. So we've had some fantastic music, dancing, even cheerleaders, and a great theatrical enactment of one segment of Homer's illustrious Odyssey. But now I think we're going to have to let George and the band play us out. So thank you very much for joining us for this fabulous festival from Paleokastritsa. And I'm really apologise if any technical issues or the wind and the microphones got in your way. And once again, I'm really sorry for my mispronunciations. I hope that didn't dent your enjoying pleasure. And finally, I would like to say the fireworks were spectacular. It was worth all the trials and tribulations just to get those fireworks. They were absolutely fantastic, wasn't they, Thomas?
Oh, definitely, and what a fantastic evening we had here. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. The Rebellions are playing now live here in beautiful Paleokastritsa, and there it's going. There is a few thousand people here. The music is going. There is so much behind us. Is the Lugomade stand, is the popcorn stand. Oh my God, there is the corn on the cob stand, and there's the souvlaki stand. There is the lamb.
Lukamades, don't forget them,
yes,
and the candy
course.
floss, and those funny balloons that get everywhere.
Definitely. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching us. I hope you enjoyed this fantastic show. The guys done very, very well. So thank you so much, Paleokastritsa, for having us here for the VARKAROLA 2019, and hopefully we will be back next year.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for joining us and sharing your time with us here at Paleokastritsa. And as always, Kalanikta!
Yeah, and for me too. Kalinichta, have a fantastic rest of the Sunday. Yeah, it's still Sunday, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, enjoy the week coming up. If you have to work, hopefully you work with a smile on your face after this one. But for us here, sorry for the difficulties, sorry for the sound, but I hope you enjoyed it, and we gonna see you very, very soon. Kalinichta.